And so before we want to start there, in the world of battle rap. So, last week we had a conversation. Shout out to Rosenberg Raw. Shout out to the Frozen Boat Bros show.
Hmm.
Rosenberg put up a tweet last week that talked about what needs to happen for brand sponsors, big name brand sponsors, to get into battle rap. And I don't know if I said this on the show. I don't think I did. But I mentioned in our battle rap group chat, one of our battle rap group chats said, look, one of the ways that I think the culture can grow is by compliment battles. What Ron is doing with the nicest. Um, obviously there's three battles that have dropped so far. Yours was the latest. Yours versus Chef Trez. You had Thesaurus and Ilmac, and you had Big K and Hollow the Don. And so I just want you to, if you can, just for a second, to kind of talk about what the response has been like for you for this compliment battle.
Yeah, this is my first ever compliment battle. I'm not sure if any of the other guys have done them before. I know Big K has done them before. I don't think Hollow had. I'm not sure if Thesaurus or Ilmac had. But writing for it, preparing for it was different. A lot less stress and a lot less pressure. Just knowing that it was kind of like a niche type thing. Like it wasn't really going to be looked at on my scrutinized, like, oh, did he win, did he anything like that.
Yeah.
But still trying to entertain and deliver in a more of a humorous way, or more of satire, sarcasm, and still actually trying to like have punchlines and different things. It was kind of difficult, to write for, just to train your mind to go from like the negative is easy to point out. We see it, it's so easy to be like, you do this wrong, turning around and trying to find a way to say what people do well is tough sometimes. And so, it's definitely interesting to prepare for. The event itself, man, great business, great everything. The crowd was nice. They knew what they were there for. They were very engaging, very interactive. Venue was super nice. At the time, I didn't know what the quality of footage was going to look like, but it looked like they had everything taken care of as far as video cameras and all audio, video, seemed to be on point. And then, here we go. Now we're 3 days post drop. And yeah, man, so like, bro, just watching the battle itself, under 20 minutes, very digestible, material that everybody can enjoy. Don't have to know a thing about battle rap. Maybe there's a couple lines here and there that you might need to know. The audios, or the audio visual is just so good. Seeing your opponent laugh and seeing the camera go here and go there, not always being on you. It just kind of being more of a, just a theatrical performance per se. You know what I mean? Really, really dope. And then, in this type of, when there's no pressure on you in this type of battle rap, like content wise, you can try to like move towards those viral type moments. You can try to like, cater to, what you think is going to look good in something that's clipped down into 15, 20, 30 seconds, 1 minute or whatever. And so, whereas in battle rap, if you do that, then you're catering, you're pandering, you're low hanging fruit, it's current event, it's whatever, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, with that being said, I had a lot of material that I think that, just has gone over very well amongst the masses of people that follow, whether they be battle rap fans, whether they're Christians, whether they're just fans of rap, whatever it may be, And so, since then, since the drop, just the traction to the videos, through TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and everything like that, it's just been, it's been amazing. It's been 10 times, 15 times more, traction than what a regular battle would get. And now that's social media, like when you look at the views on the battle on YouTube, it's not necessarily doing crazy YouTube views. But we're also in a generation of watching something for 1 minute rather than watching something for 20 minutes, And so,
Yep.
we're sitting at like 2 million views, like over all of the social media right now, just on little clips of that battle. And so, that's garnered, thousands of new followers, just different opportunities. People already reached out. Hey, clothing company, can I send you this, or can I sponsor you to wear this in a battle? Hey, I got a church, I've gotten like 4 or 5 different, like, opportunities just to, fellowship and network with other people, just based off that drop in the last 3 days. So yeah, it's been really, really good.
So all of that to say,
All that to say, that's what I actually went crazy in the battle too. So when I mean, of the 6 people that have battled thus far, like I mean, let's give it a buck. I mean, I'm literally like 40. I'm like the friend of the year, man. Like I'm Nody or 40 or whatever, the nicest of the year, the friend of the year.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I mean, yes, it is a very dope battle. You do go crazy. Your second round, like I have a segment that I clipped that I haven't shared to social media yet, but like it basically leads to the, he hacked into Shannon Sharp's IG live. Like that pattern there in that pocket you get into that leads to that part. I'm like, yo, that's super. It was just super fire.
Yeah.
Second round is incredible. All 3 rounds are dope. Second round's incredible. Obviously, the highlight, the one that's kind of getting a lot of traction is the, I don't feel comfortable even talking behind his back.
Yeah.
Super fires. Trez does his thing too. Like you said, it is the antithesis of what we know battle rap to be. It is about being nice to your opponent. It's about over complimenting your opponent, saying they're the greatest person in the world, but also having there's some comedic timing, some humor to it. And again, the thing I said in the group chat about that is that it allows for people who are battle rap fans to see these artists in a different light, because you always see them one way. It's aggression, it is disrespectful, it is character assassination, right? And granted, people do that in different ways. Some people do it with humor, some people do it, with some entertainment value in terms of how they perform their material, whatever, sound effects and so on and so forth. But it allows you to see these artists in a different light. And it kind of, for the person who's a casual battle rap fan who may not watch every single event, it allows them to break the fourth wall, if you will, right? It allows them to know, okay, this is wrestling, right? Like rap. Shout out to Armand, Wake Up. Shout out to Clock Radio Speakers, but he has a thing where he goes, rap is wrestling, right? Where these things are set up to produce a certain response, to produce it's entertainment. And to me, that is the perfect setting to draw in the casual fan, because the thing I talked about is like, okay, maybe now someone sees A Ward battle and they go, okay, he does this. He's really good at this. A Ward versus, right? And you might get A Ward versus Rum Nitty. You might get A Ward versus Tay Rock, A Ward versus Geechee, or A Verb, or whomever, right? They watch that battle. Oh man, I really like that, right? It's obviously it's a 180 from the nicest, but I can appreciate the art form of what they're doing. And now it draws them into different avenues. And now they're going down this rabbit hole. Like you said, now maybe someone wants to contact you for merch or for some type of other business venture or business entity that you can align and connect yourself with. You know what I'm saying? And so I think for King of the Dot, for URL, for RBE, whatever, not to say, I mean, you can't really steal. I mean, you would be stealing the idea from Rome.
Not
But
really, because there was compliment battles before the nicest.
True. But I feel like Pat Stay and Rome's kind of set the tone, right?
Correct.
Like that's the one that is like I almost want to say, what did Jay-Z say? I said, yeah, I sampled your line. You was using it wrong. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one that set the tone for what we expect compliment battles to be. And to me, like, again, you're not going to be able to call it the nicest, but I think it would be a good idea for these leagues to give fans something a little different. And here's the other part. I know there's a URL crowd that doesn't want to hear this. You got to put it on YouTube. It's got to be in a place where fans, you can throw it on the app eventually, but you got to throw it out there for YouTube and let people go and grab that content, because you never know where it leads from there. So again, if you haven't, shout out to Rome, shout out to New Amsterdam Vodka, shout out to Barstool. If you have not checked it out, you can go to, I believe it's on Barstool's page, right?
Yeah, it's on Barstool's page.
I'll go to Barstool, look up A Ward versus Chef Trez, the nicest. Watch that. Ilmac and Thesaurus, Big K, Hollow the Don. Go watch all 3 of those. Go check them out. They're all super dope. But I don't do a podcast with those other 5 guys. Ward's rounds were the best. Ward and Chef Trez was the best one. So all due respect. It's also shout out to Natasha. It's also fire because it gives
Very
a
much so.
little positivity in a culture that everyone is saying is so toxic. Absolutely,
And I think that
absolutely,
one is like people have seen the humor and satire and sarcasm and stuff in my rounds at times attacking my opponents. Like people have never seen the version of Chef Trez like that before. You know what I mean? And so like it really is just a dope a way of showing that we do have fun with this. And for the battler, it doesn't take the competition out of it because we're still competing to see who can be the nicest. You know what I mean? Like I'm writing as if like I want to win this battle by complimenting you better than you're going to compliment me. So the competition factor is still there too.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, man, like go check that out. Go check that out. Go support that, man. Share that as well. Let's keep it moving. Let's jump into the Bags and Bodies. Shout out to Hitman Holla. Bags and Bodies presents Power Moves. I think this is their first like actual big time card. Obviously, we know Hitman has done the Bags and Bodies reality show, but this
Yep.
is their first like big event. And in typical Hitman fashion, Hitman doesn't do anything on a small level. This is a big stage. I think it's pit style, right? But it can hold 1,000 people in
Yep.
the venue. So hoping to pack that place out. 5 battles on the card, which let me say, Hitman, perfect. You don't need 7, 8 battles on the card. No disrespect to anyone who does that. Please do whatever is best for your league. But 5 battles are perfect. Get in, get out, enjoy the rest of our day. Um, gonna be hosted by Frozen Bros in the building as hosts. They killed it when they hosted KOTD's mass
Mhm.
event. So they're gonna be in the building. Let's go through this card, man. Let's go through this card real quick. So let's start with Snake Eyes and J2. How you feel about that battle?
Yeah, two guys that are just animated, very, very, very hungry, passionate. If you saw their face off, you just seen the energy and intensity, that they both have. I think it's going to be a very energetic battle, a very interesting back and forth. These are two guys that to me, they always bring 3 rounds. Whether you like the material or not, you're gonna. I mean, Snake Eyes is gonna rap, 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 rap. He's gonna have all the aggression. He's gonna be in your face. J2 is gonna do the exact same. They both project well. So in a big venue, if there's hundreds of people in there, there's gonna be no problem. I don't think with projection and performance and entertainment. I think that's important for that first battle. And so yeah, I'm excited for it. If I had to pick a winner, I'd pick J2. I just think J2 writes and delivers and performs a little bit better than Snake Eyes. And Snake Eyes will have that believability, the aggression, and all that. But for me, as a listener, I kind of want to hear the content. And I think J2 is just a little bit better.
So first of all, let me shout out J2, man. I tweeted this early, maybe like early spring. But J2's having a phenomenal year, a really dope year. When we get to this Cody list in 2025 and start breaking it down, to me, he should be a shoe-in to be on that top 20 list. I don't know his resume off the top of my head, so please forgive me, but he's I know for sure. I remember the JC battle. I watched that battle. He was dope in that battle. I know he had the one rounder against Av. Av kind of went crazy on him. Twerk kind of went crazy on him. So I mean, not the levels and competition have styled on him at times, but overall, he's had a really good year.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he should be in that top 20. Um, Snake Eyes. Let me say this about Snake Eyes. When you really break down his resume, he's got a sneaky good resume. I don't know if people really
Of
think of
course.
Snake Eyes as
People love
being
battling
like,
somebody they can't lose to.
oh my gosh.
The
I
vets
didn't say it.
do. I'm just
I didn't
saying.
say it. I didn't say it.
The
I didn't say
vets
it.
do. They'll easily take that battle. I mean, and that's just Snake Eyes. One thing about him is he sells a fight and promotes it, and he deserves every dollar he gets, and he does that better than 98% of battle rappers. You know what I mean? Like he
Mhm,
really does. You know what I
mhm.
mean? But I think when battle rappers are thinking about content and stuff like that, like what are you going to attack me with? What are you going to say to me? How are you going to battle me? Like I don't think battle rappers go into it like, yeah, I can't compete with that, or you know what I mean?
I'm just the host. I'm just the host. Like, don't come for me. I don't want to catch no strays in this. I'm just the host. He said it, not me. Anyway,
He does have an amazing resume, though. He does have an amazing resume.
he does have an amazing resume, and it's one of those like when you think about it, Twerk, Mike P, Battle
Geechee.
Saga. He's got Geechee. He's got Bad News, Rock, right? And here's the other thing I will say. I feel like there's not this is a grudge match, right? This goes back to the issues within the house at Bags and Bodies. It spilled out into social media at various points. And so I will say that Snake Eyes has a really I'll say this: wins and losses. I'm not going to argue wins and losses because I feel like some of those are debatables. I will say one of the only kind of grudge matches where I feel like he lost clearly was Mike P. I feel like Mike P beat him clearly when they faced off. But
Mhm.
other than that, man, like I guess you could say Twerk. I feel like Twerk might have gotten a clear win on him. But again, I feel like most of these Ace Amin, him and Ace Amin, I feel like he beat Ace Amin. He battled Stumbles too, right? I can't remember. That was a URL event, I believe.
Think so, yeah.
And if I might have my memory is failing me, but I think I might have Stumbles winning that. However, I think it was a good Snake Eyes. So again, most of these matchups he
He
has
shows
two
up
years
for.
ago. 2 years ago, they battled. He does really well, and he gives you solid performance. Um, huh,
Snake Eyes
okay.
is boxing somebody on the Suge card, right?
Listen, I ain't
Yep.
gonna hold you. Respect the Suge. I appreciate what he's trying to do. I can't watch this, man. I can't. I
No,
can't
I'm
watch
gonna
these
watch
folks.
it. We both just still don't believe it's gonna happen until the gloves are on.
Yo, hold up. You lying? He fighting Stumbles?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yep. You're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. If the
Nah.
pay per view comes on and it says they fighting, you're putting that headphone in your ear and you're gonna watch it.
Oh no, man. Like this, I'm going to say what I've said the entire time from the inception of this idea. I don't think this is a good idea.
Suge
I
and
don't.
Av, Stumbles and Snake Eyes, 40
I
bars
saw
per game.
Bonnie working on her left on Twitter today. She's fighting 40 bars. Man, listen, I pray for everyone involved. I know Instead's fighting.
Yo, what if somebody gets knocked out and says, "But put a beat on. I'll win that right now." Stiz is fighting O Red.
Listen, man, much prayer, I'm praying for everybody involved in this event. I just want everyone to come home healthy. I don't want any. Listen, dog, if you lose, your people cannot be trying to fight after the event. You got to take your L like a man or a woman. Like you can't be out here trying to run a fade after you just lost an unsanctioned, because I'm pretty sure this is not sanctioned at all. But you cannot be trying to run the fade with folk after you done got the beats. I'm sorry, you just got to take your L. Just take your L, please, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I Anyway. So wow, Stumbles and Snake Eyes, man. Hey, I hope Suge got security, and I hope he got not top flight security of the world either. Craig, we need the best security in the. Where ARP man's at, who always got that, you know what I'm saying, that AK by his side. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure he in the building. Make sure a couple of them dudes is in the building. Oh my gosh, man. JC, shout to JC, man. J2 clear. I mean, okay. Never forget Snake Eyes has the most egregious case of recycling ever. I said all of that to say this. I'm going Snake Eyes 2-1.
All right, we got to get going to
I'm,
the next.
yes, let's go to the next battle. All right, you versus Av.
Me 3-0. Next battle. All right, Swamp.
I need to go and check out. I'm taking Av 2-1. I'm taking
Until I let you hear something, since I ain't start writing yet.
until I hear some bars. Av 2-1 clear. I need to go check out. Av was on Mr. Temperature Check, and apparently he was talking spicy. So I need to go. I need to go check that out. Shout out to Temperature Check. All right, next battle on the card: Swamp versus T Rex.
Yo, T Rex is on like a kind of like a little performance spree, right? Like out here doing his thing. I seen this quote on Let's Talk Battle Rap about taking it serious again. I think that's really dope. I just don't see Swamp losing to T Rex. I don't see it happening. So I think that Rex is going to get around, and then Rex is going to get around, and I think Swamp's going to win 2-1.
I got Rex 2-1. I got Rex 2-1. I do think he's taking it seriously, and we talked about it on the show that when if he gives you that feel, If he gives you that early 2000s feel, that crowd gets behind him and they get on the side, and it makes it really hard for his opponent to snatch that crowd back. So I got Rex 2-1. I think he's going to show up to rap. I think this is the battle that he wants, by the way. I think that is also a factor in this as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Swamp having a dope year though. Swamp, obviously, we're gonna be in Atlanta, in the South. Not that he travels with a lot of people, but I do think he has a fan base that will support him. And Swamp can be charismatic too. So
Mm-hmm.
that, to me, that's going to be a very a fun battle. I expect some humor, expect some jokes, and I expect at least 3 Rex hat slams, maybe 1 per round, like he did against Chilla. All right, let's keep it moving. Twerk versus Big K. Wow.
It's gonna
Okay.
be an interesting battle. Man, I know they both want the battle. I think it's very important to both of them. If I had to pick, I probably am gonna take. I'm gonna take Twerk. I'm gonna take Twerk 2-1. I think Twerk would like to make an impression out of Big K more than the other. Like making, is that the word? I think, yeah. I think Twerk would like
Example.
example. Yeah, my bad. Make an example out of Big K rather than the other way around. Big K just came off the Rock battle. But I just think Twerk is like, I think he's just like, yo, I'm gonna show you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel that way for some reason, so I'm gonna edge Twerk 2-1.
Okay. Hold on one second. Let me see if the podcast page is blocked by Big K. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. That's going to
It's
influence
not.
my
It can't
decision.
be, right?
I mean, for a long time, it is not. It is
All right.
not. Okay. So I want to stay unblocked.
Good.
So with that being said, Big K 2-1.
Got you.
Uh, although I will say this, the thing that's going to be interesting. I don't know what Big K was he on one of the first 2 max outs?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was
think.
against Clone and he was against X Factor, right? X Factor, yeah.
Okay. So he's in the last 2 or 3 years, he's been in a big stage, large room. Um, I do agree with your point. I do think Twerk is going to show up to try to make an example out of him. I think for me, I think the thing that concerns me about that is, again, we're talking about a charismatic guy that people like, and when he
Mm-hmm.
taps into his highest form, he is very hard to beat. I mean, I feel like he was great against Pass. The name flips. I don't know, man. I'm sitting here talking about this.
You're gonna take that back. You're going Twerk.
I might go twerk in the group chat, but for appearances, so I can make sure the page doesn't get blocked. We're gonna say Big K 2-1.
Yeah.
We're gonna say Big K
I ain't
2-1
mad at it.
publicly. All right, and then the main event time, man. We got Hitman Holla versus Geechee Gotti.
I'm going Hitman. I think I'm gonna go Hitman.
You want that back in, huh?
Pause. There you go.
You know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm not. We don't do pause here. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I definitely want my second half deposit. However, man, to me, like Geechee just hasn't put it all together in a while, like personally. And I just think Hitman, he really tries. Whether his ceiling is lower than Geechee's as far as like battle rap, angle, punch, whatever, like he tries every battle. He's going in there with 3 of what he believes is going to be 3 crazy rounds, And I just believe that I'm taking that over, what Geechee has put together lately. I haven't watched the Geechee Miss Hustle battle, so I don't know if he went crazy in it. But, what I've seen lately, Geechee's just kind of coasted.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think I had him losing to Loso. The judging there, I used to be a big fan of make battles judge and battle rap, and that night I lost all faith in judge battles. I'm like, never again. So I disagree with this statement. Shout out to Natasha. She says Hitman has so much to prove. I disagree with that greatly. I think coming off the easy battle, I think people were seriously down on him when he went to Battle Will. People thought he was going to die because it was not a big stage. It was a small room, pit style. And they thought that Will was going to talk to his soul and get him up out of there. And one, it's a highly debatable battle. It ended up being Battle of the Year for some people. And Hitman was really good in that. And I think that Hitman is motivated. Now, whether I think some of this is some of this maybe self-motivation where you take certain perceived slights and blow them up to maybe give yourself that chip? Yeah, probably. There's a little bit of that MJ factor going on. But Geechee has been talking about him crazy. I just saw a clip from Ruin Your Day. They were watching Hitman, I think in Cass, and he has a line, and Geechee's clowning it, and he's just like, "Woo, wow, did y'all see that? Y'all see how far?" Right? I think Hitman is coming to prove a point because I do think people are looking at Geechee versus Lux. Granted, I know people have him losing to Mook, but they're looking at his resume and saying, well, he beat the end game, right? He's been on the stage with Mook, right? I don't know if you can beat this guy. And I think he's showing up with something to prove. I am going Hitman 2-1, not because I think Geechee's going to come lacking, but I just think that Hitman is going, again, I think he's motivated. Hopefully, a lot of the outside distractions don't affect him as he prepares for this. And as a league owner, trying to get all this set up, hopefully he can keep those at bay, or his people can keep those things at bay for him. Gotcha. She meant the chip he has on the shoulder. Gotcha. My apologies. Pardon self. But if I think he shows up, I think he gets a 2-1. I think it's going to be a highly debatable battle, though. Y'all let us know what y'all think, man. How y'all call these battles? Power Moves going down November 9th. And it's not quite Atlanta. It's somewhere outside of Atlanta.
Decatur, right?
Decatur, where's greater? I need a vacation. It doesn't say. Yes, Decatur, Georgia. So Atlanta area going down 3 weeks from now, I believe. Shout out to Sydney in the building. Appreciate you. Listen, he's a Niner fan too. We all. It's a tough week. But let me know what y'all think about that card. Who y'all got winning and why? Hit us up: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Hit us in the comments. Let us know who y'all got. All right, so let's jump into